Hello, my name is Daniel Bartholomew-Poyser. I'm the principal youth conductor and creative partner of the National Arts Centre Orchestra, and I'm here with Bruce Liu. Hello, Bruce.
Hi, sorry, I'm still in the heat of the performance.
The heat of the performance. How was the performance for you?
It was nice. It's like actually my second time in Ottawa.
Right,
Of course, the first time was the orchestra,
right.
and it was under a different name 6 years ago with my Chinese name.
That's right.
Now everybody knows me as Bruce. So I was glad that Alexander still remembered me.
Absolutely. We have a picture of you and Alexander 6 years ago together.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So you have a history and you're growing a history. You said that everybody knows your name. And why is it that everybody knows your name now, do you think?
Well, I wouldn't say everybody. I mean, it's not like Michael Jackson.
Not yet. Not yet. We'll get there. You won this competition, the International Chopin Piano Competition 2021.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then soon after that, Deutsche Grammophon offered you a contract as well too, I understand.
Yeah.
So what has it been like having all these changes? Like what's changed? What's changed the most for you in the past couple of years?
Of course, it's like a black and white. I mean, in terms of schedule, I was like really focused in my music as a student before, and then after the competition, of course, it's like blowing. Even like struggling finding a break. So
Right.
so now it's more about the break is like the precious time. It's unlike before. We are all always dreaming of traveling and playing, everywhere.
Right.
And but mentally, I think I didn't change. I still see myself as before. I mean, nothing changed in my own personality, but of course, people knows me differently with that title. Of course, it's a big honor, but I try to keep the same kind of sincerity, and this mentality, because I think this is at the end, this is the core, how we keep growing as an artist.
So how do you keep growing as an artist now that you've achieved this level of stature? What do you do next to keep yourself moving forward?
I think it's very important to, there's so many people that drives you in different directions, but at the end, only you knows that what your true nature is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just important to find your own rhythm. As my way is to really balance between the hobbies. I have a lot of hobbies, as my fans know. I like karting. I swim every day.
Right.
I like chess. I like history. So I think these things at the end helps my this music making.
Mm-hmm.
And because of course we're not playing 24/7, and it's important to have some oxygen.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you think it helps your music making?
It's really hard to say really direct relationship, but I think it's just about at the end, everything has a certain similar goal at the end,
Mm-hmm.
It's all to, I mean, these things are all common languages. It's not like languages we have barrier, but music and whatever sports or these things, everybody understands, and this creates a closer, I think, distance between all the difference we have.
Okay.
And I think this is, and at the end, it requires the same kind of concentration. For example, I like karting, and in the speed, it's like playing the fourth movement of Sonata 2. And at the end, I realized that Michelangelo, one of my favorite pianists, also he was a race addict guy.
Really?
So that's even a bonus, I guess.
Yeah.
And of course, swimming, it really helps me every day how to relax simply, and to just clean my mind, and
Every day you're swimming.
almost.
That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I did swim too as well in high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a competition and there were 69 people competing and I came in 68. So not last, which
Okay.
is important. So
Yeah.
it's great. So you mentioned that people might want you to go in different directions now that you've achieved, what you've achieved.
Yeah.
What are the directions that you think you might like to go in? What would you like to explore next?
I mean, for example, everybody's asking me to play Chopin now, which is, of course, something that's amazing. But, I try to, if I want to grow as a mature artist, and also before the competition, nobody really, even my teacher didn't see me as a Chopinist. I was
Right.
playing Baroque, contemporary music, so everything a bit. And I think even my strong side is maybe these, more rational and kind of style.
Right.
So I think it's important for now, for example, in my recital, I put a lot of Rameau, which is a
Right.
bit surprising for people. But I think it's really some hidden gems a bit forgotten, nowadays. Because when we talk about Baroque music, everybody thinks about Bach, Scarlatti. And so, that's just an example like that. And trying to create some new playlists in the program, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the standard program like sonatas and very educational thing is also great. But, you know, I think it's important because we're in the 21st century.
Right.
And we cannot play Mozart the same way as it was 200 years ago. You know, we're driving cars, we're playing iPads, we're talking with this. You know, the lifestyle has changed, and I think the way of playing it should change as well.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, to stay as authentic as to the score, and this requires a big knowledge of the music before doing your own thing. You know, but it's important to find your own personality. So that's what I mean by getting out a bit of the zone.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of your own personality, you did win this competition, and why do you think the judges picked you? What do you think they liked about your playing?
I was really surprised.
You're surprised?
Because my way of playing Chopin is very not conventional, as I said.
How so?
You know, Chopin, everybody thinks that it's a very nostalgic, he's missing his country, you know, so it's rather pessimist and, you know, it's sad, and he has weak health, you know, all this things together. And I'm like a really positive, optimistic guy, like party animal. I'm not saying I'm a party animal, but actually Chopin was a party animal. It was just forgotten because we always try to put a title on each composer, how it should be done.
A story that we impose on them. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I think I just maybe, you know, at the end we're all human beings, and I just maybe discovered some neglected side that Chopin was a bit forgotten. So I was just doing my thing, you know. But I'm glad that, of course, the jury has trust in me.
Right. It is that's interesting that you use the word trust for that, because it is a trust, because giving you that title, they're now making you a purveyor of Chopin, saying that what you are doing for Chopin, the way that you play it, is actually an authentic way in which it should be played. Yeah. Which is quite a responsibility. How do you feel about that?
Of course. That was the first thing that came to my mind after they announced. And of course, not the first. The first thing was that I don't have to do any competition for the rest of my life. So that's the first thing.
Great.
But the second thing was a bit of this anxiety, you know, like the amount of tours, amount of concerts, programs, and how to build that, keep the quality, you know, keep the inspiration after 30 times of E minor, same concerto played.
Right.
And, you know, all these things just came in the same night. You know, it's like
Right.
So
it's a reward and a big challenge, responsibility.
Yeah, but it's an exciting journey, of course.
Right. Well, based on what we just heard the way we just heard you perform, I know that you were up for it. We're all so proud of you in Canada. What you've done is fantastic.
Thank you.
So just in a few words, as we're coming to a close, you perform with different orchestras, and maybe a few words about what's unique or special about performing with the NAC. Every orchestra has a different sound, different tone, different sound world, different conception, different conductors.
Yeah.
What's unique or special for you this evening about performing with us? In just a few words.
I think, especially with Alexander, I feel that we are in the same generation, you know. And I mean, we just talk like friends, you know, and something there I just mentioned to him, and he just, you know, and we just discuss, and it's so easy to adapt to change, you know. And it's not the case with every orchestra. Sometimes they have their own structure, you know, very steady and stubborn way of doing things.
Right.
So I like this, that we can adapt very quickly in this flexibility in the orchestra. And you can see in every rehearsal from 7th September till now, even the two performances sound very different, I think, from yesterday's night and tonight, without rehearsal. So I like this spontaneity.
Right. Yeah. So you're more on the side of, would you say that you're more on the side of spontaneous creation in the moment, or doing exactly what was done in rehearsal?
We try to not get too far, but we still try to be on the same train.
And on the conductor side as well, too.
But yes.
That's right.
Depending on the repertoire, of course. But yes, I think we managed quite fine.
Absolutely. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
And so great to hear you live as well, too, and not just on recording or on YouTube.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit, just close, what is, just tell the audience what's coming up next for you? Where can they see you? Where can they hear you? What are the projects you're going to be working on?
So I'm based in Canada for the September month.
Okay.
I will be also playing Toronto Symphony in the end of September.
September 25th at the open house.
Yeah, right? 21 to 24.
Great. Okay, yeah. Right. That's right. 24.
For 3 concerts, yeah. And yeah, it's like this. So it's an opening the season. So I'm really excited for that. And of course, the whole October is in Europe. and then I just craved for my break in December for the whole year. So that's good.
That's really great, Bruce. It's been such a pleasure having you with us this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your performance. And look forward to seeing Bruce all over the world. Make sure to add him on socials and follow his career. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.